Welcome back to Combat Sports Weekly. This episode, hopefully the second to last of the year, will be giving awards for MMA and boxing. So let's get it started. Roundtable, guys. Introducing first, one of our frequent guests here, Ed Nunez, 610 Sports Animal. When can people catch you on the station?
Saturdays on the mic with Mike Adams, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Thank you. I appreciate all you guys actually being here throughout the year.
Always a pleasure.
Screen right, James Lindemuth, also 610. When can people catch you on this station?
It's going to be every Thursday at 5:15 when we do our weekly MMA and boxing segment. And if you follow the morning or the afternoon show, you'll hear me calling in all the time.
Yeah.
So.
Screen right to him. Micah Frankel. Welcome back, Micah. Tell them what you're on.
Well, CageMinds.com. You can also find the DC Life Uncensored at CageMinds.com.
Uncensored.
Oh, yeah. We curse.
Here we go, guys. Let's get it started. We'll jump right into the first topic. Three pretty powerful topics here. Boxer of the Year. Ed, we will start with you. I think this is your favorite topic out of all of them.
Well, you know what? I had two of them. I'm going to have to go with Triple G, Gennady Golovkin. And I thought the victory against David Lemieux showed people that, was he for real? He walked right through Lemieux, and I think he is. And I think going forward, what's his future potential earnings, wise? What's he going to be able to do against Canelo Alvarez? The other one I really wavered on was Daniel Jacobs, just because of what he's been through, the Miracle Man, against Peter Quinlan. He's had cancer, nearly died from that. So that was kind of wavering between the two, but I'm going to go with Triple G.
James, what do you think?
It's in my opinion, it's got to be Adonis Johnson Creed. With that victory over Pretty Ricky Conlon. I think that's got to be. He's got to be.
I don't know if that qualifies, man.
He's got to be boxer of the year. Did you see that fight? It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
It wasn't real, but it was phenomenal. No, Triple G. I don't really think there's even an open debate. I think that he entered 2015 as the best fighter, in my opinion, and did nothing to lose, that status. So it's Triple G in my book. Yeah. Although Creed did really good though.
Micah.
I know about 5 letters in boxing. The first 2 are KO, and the last 3 are GGG. So I think we have a clean sweep there. The only guys I saw that won as many fights as him was Chocolatito and Deontay Wilder, but I didn't think they beat the same caliber of competition, so he edged it out in my opinion.
Yeah, I had a couple of others. Obviously, Gennady Golovkin, Canelo Alvarez, I thought, because of what he was able to do to Kirkland, and also, obviously, Miguel Cotto. And Chocolatito Gonzalez was another one who's very impressive, but it was a toss-up for me between Chocolatito and Triple G, but I think I was going with Triple G. We'll jump right into the next topic. MMA Fighter of the Year. Micah, I think you're going to be all over this one, so let's start with you.
Okay, so there's like 100,000 candidates because I don't think anybody stuck out this year. But when I got down to the 2 top candidates, I really think there was only one fighter in all of MMA that won 3 championship fights last year. Joanna Jędrzejczyk won the title and defended it twice. She had 2 knockouts, 1 decision in an extremely incredible, great co-main event fight. And then the other person I think is right on the precipice would be Luke Rockhold, because Machida didn't walk out of that Weidman fight looking vulnerable until he got dominated by Rockhold. And Rockhold dominated Weidman, who was unbeatable at that moment. So those would be my top 2 people, male and female. And I'd have to give Joanna the top one because she won 3 fights and Luke only won 2.
One person he didn't mention, Conor McGregor. Is he on your list at all, James?
Absolutely. He has to be, whether you like the guy or not. The performance that he put on, especially this most recent fight was, 13 seconds. That if you're getting paid by the hour, that's not a bad paycheck. 13-second day at work. But I've got Rockhold as well. I do think Conor's there, but as he mentioned, at that time Weidman was considered A, unbeatable, and B, probably the top pound-for-pound fighter, or at least in that discussion on the planet. And Rockhold made it look, not easy, but it certainly didn't look difficult. So I've got Rockhold as well.
Yeah, did you say Rockhold or was it Joanna?
I said Joanna. Yeah. I gave, Rockhold top male honors, but Joanna would have to be my fighter.
All right, so we're split so far. Ed?
Well, I think what James and Micah both said, Conor McGregor, the knockout against Jose Aldo. Now, that fight was delayed, Jose Aldo's rib injury, and they said that Aldo was the best fighter in the world. In 13 seconds, he knocks him out. He's talking about moving up to featherweight now. He's got a lot of Dana White loves him. Dana White loves him, and I don't see why.
Loves money.
Why? Yeah, yes, and because he brings in, like we said, 10,000 Irishmen to every fight, and he's going to sell a lot of tickets. The other one was Holly Holm. Holly Holm for me. That again, 8-1 odds that she wasn't going to win that fight, and she beat her in the most spectacular fashion there was. So I got to put Holly Holm up there as well.
Yeah, we're pretty split so far, but I think I'm going to ride the same thing that you were saying with Conor McGregor. It's just shockingly and disappointing. I'm not the guy's biggest fan, but nonetheless, he shut everybody up who was doubting him. And come on, 13 seconds against who many consider, Jose Aldo to me at least, maybe top 5, top 10 all-time fighters. And people don't talk about that aspect. So for him to be able to knock him out in 13 seconds, the preparation that we saw beforehand, and all the distractions. Ronda Rousey, look at all the distractions she had. Granted that McGregor didn't have that many distractions because the fight was postponed, but the first half, when they were promoting it, when the fight was first supposed to happen, guy was distracted. He was all over the place doing interviews everywhere. So I think the delay actually helped McGregor a ton because he didn't have as many media obligations.
I took away from McGregor real quick because his win over Seaver, whereas Dennis Seaver now, Mendes was on 2 weeks' notice, so that's where I thought the other candidates kind of edged him a little bit because they took quality of fights and the time that the fighters came up and everything compared to what Rockhold
and Joanna wasn't someone that I considered when I was back, thinking about, well, who's on my list, but that is a great, phenomenal one.
Who was she when this year started out?
If you don't have her top 2 or at least top 3,
gotta be right there.
I think, you got to be crazy. We'll move to the last topic, guys. A little less time on this one, but fight of the year, MMA or boxing, James.
It's Rockhold and Weidman. I know comes to mind just because it was such a dynamic fight, but I think also just because it was extremely recent. Canelo and Cotto. I was very very entertained by that fight. So in boxing, that's one that I would mention. I saw a couple of sites that I was reading that were mentioning like Tyson Fury as top male and fight. I mean, I don't know where these people are getting this stuff, but no, I've got. There's so many to pick from. It's hard.
Right. Here we go, Micah.
Okay, so second runner-up honors right out the gate. I got Andre Arlovski, Travis Brown. That slugfest, they knocked each other each out a couple times in that round. That was fun, but nothing, I bow down, can surpass Robbie Lawler and Rory McDonald, the bloody faces, the change, the jabs, the head kick. I mean, that fight was insane.
Yeah, and I think we'll have a majority decision on that because I feel that both you and I feel the same about that fight.
Well, no doubt about it. I saw that fight, and gosh, it had everything: grappling, strikes, blood, gore, the whole thing. And Robbie Lawler, just a fantastic finish there against Rory McDonald. The other one in boxing, Jean Pascal against Sergey Kovalev. That was a great fight.
They're about to go at it again.
Yeah, Kovalev. Gosh, that guy, he brings some punch and power, no doubt about it. Again, Holly Holm Ronda Rousey. I have to say that just because of the way she won. Won the fight unexpectedly so.
Well, and look at the odds on that one.
Right, 8-1 odds. So yeah, I think that's one for me.
A couple for me before we go. David Lemieux, Hassan Endam was a great fight, but I'm going to have to go with Lawler versus McDonald too for MMA and overall. Guys, again, thank you very much. Great year with you guys. We look forward to the new year and a better year of fights. Let's just say. So hang tight. We should have another episode for you guys next week. But until then, take care.